Up with KREM begins now.
Here we go, everyone. Thursday morning here, May 29th. We are wrapping up the month of May.
We are so close to June, which also means we are that close to meteorological summer officially starting. And it feels like summer, doesn't it?
It feels, yesterday was, it was toasty.
So I was on the water, jumping in the lake. Well, the reason I'm talking about weather right now and how warm it is because meteorologist Thomas Patrick
You're on double duty.
Yeah, he's off today, so I'm going to do weather as well. So take a look at this. Right now, we have a beautiful sunrise over Coeur d'Alene, and we're still very warm right now. 60 degrees. 60 degrees here in Spokane. Like that's just, I sat on that for a second because even in my head, that's crazy. Overnight, we didn't even reach down into the 50s. So if you're heading out, you really don't need a jacket. I did not grab a jacket this morning. That is going to be perfectly fine. We are cooler this afternoon, but when I say cooler, I mean still warm. We are 10 degrees cooler than we got yesterday. Yesterday we hit that high of 88 degrees. Today we're in the high 70s instead, but still that is significantly above average for this time of year. And on top of some of that warm weather, we're also seeing sunshine. We do have some scattered showers moving their way through the region. We have a cold front moving its way through, which is why we're seeing that 10-degree cool off today. But most of us are seeing mostly sunshine with some partial cloud cover. By about 10 this morning, Wilbur, Chewelah, you get a chance for some of those showers to move their way through as well. But then by this afternoon, that cold front completely passes through, leaving us dry and sunny for the rest of the afternoon.
Let's take you live outside now to take a look at the traffic impact from I-90 and Division. It looks like the camera might be moving a little bit there, possibly a little bit windy in downtown Spokane. Overall, the commute, though, not bad here at 6:02. Right now, traffic flow is moving great here. On Up with KREM, we do check in on weather and traffic together every 30 minutes.
Overnight, billionaire Elon Musk said soon he will not be a government employee.
The administration confirming he began offboarding last night. On social media, he shared, quote, "As my scheduled time as a special government employee comes to an end, I would like to thank President Donald Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending," end quote. As the face of DOGE, Musk slashed through multiple federal agencies and the federal workforce in the name of efficiency. Also new this morning, the U.S. Court of International Trade froze President Trump's 10% tariffs against other nations and the targeted levies on goods from Canada, Mexico, and China.
The court ruled the president exceeded his authority in doing this. Now, President Trump used a law from 1977 to levy the tariffs. That law gives the president the power to regulate imports during certain emergency situations. But the judges say the law does not give the president blanket authority to set tariffs. In a statement, a White House spokesman said, quote, "It is not for unelected judges to decide how to properly address a national emergency." We're learning more about the teen police shot and killed in Pocatello, Idaho.
Almost 2 months ago, Pocatello police shot 9 times and killed 17-year-old Victor Perez. His parents say he was nonverbal, autistic, and had cerebral palsy. His family says the incident began with a misunderstanding during a family barbecue. Pocatello police say responding officers were not told Victor had a medical condition or was in a mental crisis. Now, records show Pocatello police were called to that house at least twice before.
The attorney representing Victor's family says those calls show officers were aware the teen needed help. The attorneys say that with that information, police should have responded differently. The family is planning on suing the city of Pocatello.
All new this morning, Providence Sacred Heart Hospital is in hot water with Washington's Department of Health. KREM 2 News uncovered new documents showing the state found policy failures at Sacred Heart that endangered at least 4 suicidal patients. This comes after a 12-year-old Spokane patient under psychiatric care escaped her hospital room and died by suicide in April. The state says the hospital has endangered at least 3 other suicidal patients and violated state health, safety, and quality regulations. In response, Sacred Heart gave a plan of correction to the state. You can read the state's findings and changes the hospital says it's going to make on KREM.com.
Students at Cheni High School and Three Springs High School had to evacuate yesterday because of a bomb threat. Now, police are investigating.
KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway was at Cheni High School all day yesterday. She has the latest.
Cheni High School was evacuated just before 2 o'clock this afternoon when the fire alarms went off. Students at the scene told me they thought that it was just a routine fire drill until they got outside and saw all the emergency vehicles. Wednesday had all the makings of a normal day at Cheni High School.
I was in my math class. I was doing my unit final and the alarm went off.
Until it wasn't.
My teacher's like, okay, just leave your stuff in the classroom.
We come outside and we see cops and they're taking it serious, and I'm kind of thinking in my head, dang, we can't really go back inside. I can't really go get my stuff.
Explosive detection dogs checked all of the students' belongings. Cheni police briefly detained one student who refused to cooperate with the screening process and tried to run off. But police say they determined the student was not a threat and released them. Some students say staff did a good job looking after their safety.
They just kept pushing us back from the school to keep us safe, and so I was like, I feel like this is the safest we've been on a fire drill or a bomb threat or anything.
School officials and police released the students around 3:30, but they experienced significant busing delays. Parents arrived at school frustrated by delays of 20 minutes or more between updates and next steps from the district. Cheni police say student safety is the #1 priority.
You can't say, oh, this is a small town and this will never happen here. This happens nationwide all over the place. And you're right, it's things we train for. We hope to never have to use it or be involved in something like this, but unfortunately, we're not immune to this type of behavior.
The tactical sweep of Cheni High School finished just before 6 p.m. Cheni police say the bomb threat suggested there were multiple bombs, but investigators have not yet confirmed any findings. Cheni police said that they and the school district will have more information in the coming days. At Cheni High School, Caitlin Galloway, KREM 2 News.
This morning, DNR is making good progress on a wildfire that sparked near Leavenworth. The Second Creek fire is burning about 8 miles north of the city. There is a level 1 get ready evacuation notice in effect for those in the area. This means neighbors should stay alert and be ready to evacuate if needed. Crews with DNR estimate the fire already burned about 63 acres and is 20% contained. As temperatures warm up, it is a sign we are inching closer to wildfire season. We're already seeing some fires pop up across Washington, but there are concerns cuts at the federal level could affect firefighting efforts nationwide and here in the Northwest.
Back in February, we told you about the federal government firing staff at the U.S. Forest Service and how that could impact our fire season. Now, Washington Senator Patty Murray says the Forest Service lost about 7,400 employees so far. She says 75% of those workers were cross-trained to fight wildfires. About 43% of the state's public lands are federal jurisdiction. So Washington State DNR typically works with the Forest Service on fighting fires. But now the state agency might have to do more of the heavy lifting this fire season.
Working under the assumption that potentially there could be a bit of a handicapped response from the Forest Service. We want to make sure that we are doing what we can to be ready for that, to be prepped for that.
DNR might now have to rely on help from other states, even as far as Texas or the Carolinas, to make up this gap. And on top of less resources, DNR says this fire season looks to be above average.
I'll hover behind you.
Happening this weekend, the Spokane Zephyr play their last home match of the regular season.
KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live at One Spokane Stadium this morning. Brandon, you've got some friends with you. You've got a good view. It's a good day for you.
Yeah, no, that's right. I've got Riley and Phil here, and it kind of sounds like that could be like an attorney office, So that's just because they're a power duo. We love talking all things Zephyr Velocity with these two. Thank you so much for waking up early and hanging out with us, and also getting blinded by that, sunrise over there. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's a big game this week, and let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game that's going to determine where we're at in playoffs if we make playoffs for our women. This is a huge, huge match, arguably the biggest one.
Absolutely, and because of that, we got to bring the energy. Is that right, Phil?
We have to bring the energy. We are going to be doing a blackout in the stadium. We are encouraging fans to wear their black.
rep the Zephyr gear, we'll have these shirts available, $10 shirts available only on Saturday.
So you've got $10 shirts, and then you've also got some other opportunities, right? Let's talk about that a little bit, right?
Yeah, so if you're 18 or under, you play for any youth club here in Spokane, you play for your high school, your middle school, anything, you can come down onto the field on the east side with us and actually watch warm-ups from the pitch, which is super exciting. You get to see your favorite players up close. You get to watch them get ready. You get to watch the other team, and you're right there on the field, which is a super unique experience.
And I mean, I think a unique experience as well is just what the Zephyr have brought to our community, right? Can you talk about that a little bit, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has just been an incredible inaugural season. These women have come together and have done so much for this city and for this town, and to go from where they were in the winter to now in playoff contention, it really speaks to their efforts and their ability to rally around this community.
I think that embodies the city, you know, that grit and grind, being able to bounce back from some of those early season, you know, struggles, but expected, right? First year in Spokane. I mean, it's awesome. You guys are doing a great thing. So thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. We've got more coverage and talking more about the Zephyr game all morning long. So we've got that later, but we'll toss it back to you in the studio.